I looked at the empty table and found a small folded napkin under a glass of water. On the napkin, someone had written 5 words in messy blue ink. "Do not open the door." My heart stopped because I knew exactly which door they meant. Hello, and welcome to English Unwritten. Today we have an amazing story for you. This story is slow, simple, and easy to follow English. So listen carefully and let your English improve naturally, one story at a time. My name is Leo. I am 25 years old. Yesterday was a big day for me. It was my very first day as a waiter at the Silver Spoon, the most famous restaurant in the city. I was so nervous that I couldn't eat my breakfast. I put on my white shirt. I tied my black tie 3 times because my hands were shaking. I looked in the mirror and practiced my greeting. Good evening. Welcome to the Silver Spoon. My name is Leo. Good evening. Welcome to the Silver Spoon. My name is Leo. I wanted to be perfect. I needed this job to pay for my studies. I was ready to work very hard. I arrived at the restaurant at 4 o'clock. The manager, a strict man named Mr. Brown, gave me a heavy tray. "Leo," he said, "the Silver Spoon is a place of excellence. We do not make mistakes here. Be fast, be quiet, and always be polite." The restaurant was beautiful. It had white tablecloths and tall candles. The air smelled like roasted garlic and fresh bread. At 5 o'clock, the doors opened. The first hour was a nightmare. The restaurant became very busy, very fast. Table 6 needs more water. Table 2 wants the bill. Leo, where is the soup for table 9? I felt like I was running a race. I was carrying 4 plates at the same time. My shoes were slippery on the kitchen floor. I was trying to remember the menu. The steak is with potatoes. The fish is with lemon. The pasta has no meat. By 7 o'clock, I was exhausted. My feet were hurting, and I was starting to feel confused. That is when I saw her. She was sitting alone at table 4. Table 4 was in a dark corner, far away from the other guests. She was an elderly woman, wearing a long gray coat and a hat that hid her eyes. She did not have a menu. She was just staring at the wall. I walked to her table. "Good evening, ma'am," I said. "Would you like to see the menu?" She did not look at me. Her voice was very low, like a whisper. "Just a glass of water, please, and a piece of bread." I went to the kitchen. I brought her the water and the bread. When I put the glass on the table, I noticed her hands. They were shaking, just like mine were in the morning. She looked terrified. Suddenly, a loud noise came from the back of the restaurant. Crash! I turned around. I had dropped a tray of expensive wine glasses. Mr. Brown, the manager, ran toward me. His face was bright red. "Leo, what did I tell you?" he shouted. "That is $50 of glass on the floor. Go to the back and clean it up immediately." I felt so ashamed. I felt like a failure. I went to the back room to get a broom. While I was cleaning, I looked at table 4. The woman in the gray coat was gone. She had only been there for 5 minutes. I walked to her table to clean the glass of water. But the glass was not empty. It was full. And under the glass was a folded white napkin. I picked up the napkin. I opened it slowly. My hands were still shaking from Mr. Brown's shouting. On the napkin, written in messy blue ink, were the words, "Do not open the door." I looked around. Which door? The restaurant had many doors. There was the front door. There was the kitchen door. There was the door to the office. Then I looked at the very back of the restaurant. There was a small black door with a heavy gold handle. It was the door to the VIP room. Mr. Brown had told me, "Leo, never go into that room. Only I go into that room." I should have listened to the napkin. I should have stayed at my tables. But I remembered that sometimes a secret is a responsibility. I waited until Mr. Brown was busy in the kitchen. I walked quietly to the black door. My heart was beating like a drum. Thump, thump, thump. I pushed the door open, just a little bit. The room was dark. I heard a sound. It was the sound of a woman crying. "Is someone there?" I whispered. "Please," a voice said. "Help me. He won't let me leave." I opened the door wider. I saw a young girl sitting on a chair. She looked like she had been there for a long time. Next to her was a man I recognized. It was the owner of the restaurant, a very rich and powerful man. He wasn't the kind man people saw on TV. He looked angry. I realized then that the silver spoon was hiding something terrible. The elderly woman at table 4 wasn't a customer. She was someone trying to save this girl. She couldn't speak, so she left me the note. I knew I had a choice. I could close the door and keep my job. Or I could do what was right. I had to respect the life of this girl more than my own job. I didn't say anything. I closed the door quietly. I didn't go to Mr. Brown. Instead, I walked straight to the phone in the lobby, and I called the police. 10 minutes later, 3 police cars arrived. The restaurant went silent. The customers stopped eating. Mr. Brown looked confused. The police went straight to the black door. They opened it and found the girl. They found the owner. It turned out the girl was his own niece, and he was trying to hide her to take her inheritance money. The woman in the gray coat appeared again. She was standing by the police. She was the girl's grandmother. She had been trying to get inside the restaurant for weeks, but the owner wouldn't let her. She used me because I was new. She knew I had a kind face. The owner was arrested. Mr. Brown lost his job because he knew the secret. The restaurant closed that night. I stood on the sidewalk, watching the police cars drive away. I was unemployed. I had no job. I had no money for my studies. I felt like I had failed my first day. But then, the grandmother walked up to me. She took my hand. "You are a hero, Leo," she said. "You listened when the world was quiet. You opened the door that everyone else was afraid to touch." She didn't give me a tip. She gave me something better. She was the owner of a small, beautiful bakery in the park. "I need a manager," she said. "Someone honest. Someone who knows that a restaurant is not about expensive glass, but about the people inside." I started my new job at her bakery the next day. It wasn't as big as the Silver Spoon. It didn't have glass elevators or VIP rooms, but it had light. It had the smell of real honey and kindness. I learned a lot on my failed first day. I learned that being a waiter is not just about carrying plates. It is about watching. It is about listening. And most importantly, it is about having the courage to open the door when someone is asking for help. Now, every time I see a napkin, I smile. I remember that the most important messages in life are often written in the messiest ink. The greatest service you can ever provide is not a meal, but a moment of courage when someone needs it most. If this story of bravery and honesty touched your heart and helped you practice your English today, please subscribe to English Unwritten and join our community of growth. I have a question for you today. If you found a secret note at your job, would you be brave enough to follow it? Or would you be too afraid of losing your job? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. It is the best way to practice your English storytelling. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in our next story.